Hi, this is Adam. This is another Eye on North Carolina blog. We are here in Durham, North Carolina at Ganyard Hill Farm. Really happy to be here with fall right around the corner. Everyone thinks about pumpkins and hay rides and corn mazes, and that's why I decided to come out today and check out the Ganyard Hill Farm. I'm here with Farmer Ganyard. It's a pleasure.
Okay, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So how long have you been here at the farm, and what inspired you after retirement to do something like this?
Okay, well, there's kind of an interesting side story to that. Should I tell that?
Yeah.
Okay. I grew up on a dairy farm, and my dad was the fourth generation dairyman. And we boys assumed we would be the fifth. We went through some hard times in the mid-50s of 3 hot, dry years, and that really hurts in the dairy business because all the food you raise for the cows is not going to grow, and the cows got to have it. And so my dad was just about to wit's end about what to do because he just hadn't made any money in 3 years, and he had a family of 6 kids. And so he started building houses, and it happened to be a good time for houses. Mm-hmm. You know, the housing industry goes up and down too. And so he was doing well, and he was realizing that the money he was making building houses was going to support the farm, and it didn't make a lot of sense. And so, you know, the fact that the Ganyards believed that God put us here for that job, milk cows and provide people with milk, he began to have some thoughts that maybe God would let us off the hook. And so he sat down, my brother and I was a junior in high school, and we were running the farm, milking the cows and all. And he said, boys, I've been giving some thought to selling the farm. Well, we were expecting lightning and thunder, you know, when he said that. Surely, the Ganyards wouldn't do that. And he said, but I want to hear what y'all want to think about that, what y'all think about that. It didn't take me a second to say, Dad, I'm going to college like you and Mom always told me. I'm going to get an education so I can get a regular paycheck. And he said, that's fine, son. He looked at my brother and he said, me too. So that was it. Farm sold, herd was sold, the farm was sold, and that's it. I go off to college, and I want to make sure I never get stuck on a farm again, so I don't stop till I have a PhD. So I went off and had my 30-year career, right? And look where, my dad loves to tell the story, and I have to tell it the way he tells it. Yeah. He tells all that up to the point I've told. And if he's around here, you know, and he'll turn to people and say, and look what he's doing now. Yeah. I'm the only one that's ever gone back to some form of farming.
So I hear you have an antique 1967 John Deere tractor on site here?
Well, we have more than that. I did have 4 of them. Mm-hmm. They've gradually worn out. They were well worn when I got them. They've gradually worn out, so we're down to 1.5. We think the half can get fixed and still get back in operation, and then we'll have 2 of the 4, but right now we've got 1. But what if you're up here and something happens, and particularly with these tricycle style tractors, you know, you hit something, maybe a pothole or just some obstacle, and it can yank that steering wheel out of your hand. Well, you can imagine if you do that, what's your balance going to do? There's nothing to grab, you see?
Right.
If you hit that, it's going to take you that way. This is the A, see, it's unstyled. Both of these are going to get fenders, and what they're going to do is pull these old tobacco trailers through the field, through the tractor rows where the tractor normally works all year growing the pumpkins, for pumpkins that are too big or too many for a family to get out to their car. And we're calling it pumpkin taxi. And so it's adapting some old farm stuff, you know, that's kind of obsolete now. And making it more fun. And you can just imagine that tractor going pop, pop, because it's going to go slow, pop, 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 like that, you know. And but safety is so important in this business.
So what type of things you have for the kids to enjoy here? You know, you have the corn maze. What other activities people can check out?
Okay, yeah, the corn maze, of course, is a big feature. Picking your own pumpkin is unique in our area. Mm-hmm. Because pumpkins have been bred always up around the Great Lakes. It's kind of the Great Lakes rim is kind of the pumpkin, historically the pumpkin belt. That's where most of your, if not all of your seed breeders have been for 100+ years. So
I did not know that. Wow.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, historically that's where it's been. It has spread south along with agritourism.
This is pumpkin picking.
Yeah. Now you see what I mean about our second crop?
Yeah.
Okay, now this is a female flower, all right? And this was a female flower just a few days ago, less than a week ago.
Wow.
And the way you know a female flower, she's got that little bulb on the bottom of it. Of course, the inside looks different too.
Right.
Fruit flies move in on us this time of year. They don't do any harm. They're just there.
Okay.
So we don't worry about them. But anyway, this is the ovary of the female flower, and that's what becomes the pumpkin once she's pollinated.
Right.
She cannot get pollinated without bees. Bees visit the male flowers. We have a bee visiting the male flower right now.
Uh-oh.
You see the difference in the flower?
Yes.
Okay, so bees, you see the difference underneath there?
Yep. The male doesn't have the bulb.
That's right.
Yep.
So the bees are down here. They're getting nectar. You see those little holes down in there?
Mm-hmm.
Or if they get down in there to get with their little nose, they get down there and suck the nectar out. And while they do, they pick up pollen.
Right.
So they come over here to do the same thing, get nectar.
Right.
And when they do, they leave pollen.
Right.
Now that pollen grows a little tube that goes down into the ovary, and that's how the ovary becomes fertilized.
How do they get to become white?
It's the variety. It's been bred to be white.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Any pumpkin that you've got with certain characteristics is a variety that is bred to be that way. You see the little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin sitting there?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins are the ones that do not do well in our climate, in our area. That's what I grow, and I grow some of the other kind too. I'll show you those. But it's much harder for us to produce them. It's very expensive and difficult, and it's a long learning curve to grow pumpkins successfully in our climate. Right. They do not like hot weather. They won't perform in hot weather. And we have a lot more insect and disease issues to manage than they have up north. Fortunately, over the years, and with the scientific background that I had, I was able to learn what to do to be successful. I don't grow a crop like they do up north. I can't change the weather. Right. But I can help that pumpkin deal with the weather better. Right. and manage the insect and disease problem. Last couple of years I started growing a field of what I call weird and exotic pumpkins. Weird because they are weird, some of them, and some of them exotic because they originate in other countries like France and Italy and Australia and lots of other places.
Is this weird and exotic, or just in the weird category?
That's just the weird. That's an American pumpkin. It's just weird. Okay. I often tell people that I'm not sure if I'm married to the pumpkin crop once we put the seed in the ground, or if I'm babysitting, or both, because that's what it amounts to. I spend a lot of time out there watching and looking and making sure nothing's sneaking up on me that I need to tend to. But we are unique in that you get to pick it off the vine. So I think that's what most of our following is about. Popular thing on the farm is the corn crib. And the sliding boards. See those openings up there? Those are sliding boards, so they can climb up and slide down into the corn.
This looks like a lot of fun.
It's the most popular thing on the farm. And see, this is the parents' and teachers' seat.
Right.
And you'll see a lot of them. They may not get out in there, but they'll take their shoes off, put their feet in the corn, and enjoy it. Just loose corn. It's been shelled. The cobs and shucks are gone. And they will play there for hours and complain when mom says we got to leave. An adult can walk in it, and your feet will not go to the bottom. And that's part of the allure of it. It's like a foot massage as you walk through there, and
it's fun.
It's fun.
And I'm sure you have adults playing there.
We do have adults playing there, and I've heard it 100 times or 500 times. I wish I had one of these at home. They could be walking around doing this with their feet. And, this will be positioned down here at the end of this field, so teachers can come up and say, you see all this, and help the kids, because all they get is a snapshot, when they come. Also, I post on Facebook. I track the growth of a pumpkin from a female flower to a mature pumpkin.
So we're here at the corn maze, and you created the entire maze.
We had to grow the corn,
right?
So there's a lot of time that goes into preparing the land, planting the corn, caring for the corn, and getting it grown. But I sat down and drew out what I wanted, and the corn is only about this tall when you mark it. You come in here with a riding mower,
right,
and mark it. A lot of people use GPS, and it's a good idea. I just don't have a GPS, and I don't feel like I want to go to all that. This is good for families and,
right,
and small children. You can get through here in 20 or 30 minutes.
Well, I'd like to thank Farmer Ganyard for giving us a tour of the farm. There's a lot of activities here for kids. There's the corn maze, the corn pit, so many fun activities here, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you for picking us.
Definitely. And when do you guys open again?
A week from today.
Week from today. So you all come out here and have a good time. And this is another Eye on North Carolina blog, and we'll see you all soon.